When it comes time to sell and upsize, how do you get exactly what you want? We visit with Brie and Tony to talk about how they got exactly what they wanted. Next on Selling DC. I'm JP Montalban, and thanks for joining us on Selling DC. Remember to like, subscribe, and follow. Like, so that we know that this episode helped you. Subscribe, so that we can stay in touch and share our passion, which is to help you buy, sell, invest, or just have a great life. And if we can help you here in DC, Maryland, or Virginia, or introduce you to a great agent anywhere across the country, reach out. You can visit us at jpsellingdc.com. Several years ago, our team helped Brie and Tony find a great home in the Hillies neighborhood of Washington, D.C. And then their baby girl came along. What do you do when your row house is now too small? Their two-level home didn't serve their growing family. Well, they came back to our team and said, what do we do? This episode is about their story. It's about how we help them find and buy a great new home against multiple offers, how we help them prepare their home for sale, and ultimately how we competed against the home right next door that came to market at the exact same time. How did they win, and how can you win? Thanks, guys, for joining. Hey, everyone that's watching this, I am joined by some great friends and recent clients, actually longtime clients, but great friends first and recent clients, Brie and Tony.
Great. Yeah, we're happy to be here, and we're definitely happy to be in our new home. We've had a few months now to get settled and get comfortable, and it's been a great place to be, especially over these last few months.
Awesome. So let's first talk about the sales side. So one of the things that I thought was really interesting that many people may not realize as they're watching this is that there were two homes for sale side by side, right? There was your home that was for sale, and then there was the neighbor's home that was for sale at roughly the same time. And the experience between the two were vastly different because we had our strategy, came to market and sold very quickly. And unfortunately, the neighbor listed elsewhere, right? We're not disparaging, just giving information. That home took longer to sell, right? It took 3-4 times longer to sell. And so as we think about the lead up into the sales process and you compare it and contrast it, what were your thoughts on the sales process?
Well, first, it was a situation that certainly at first we were a little bit uncomfortable with because we were very fond of our neighbors, and it just so happened that we moved at the same time, and it sort of set us up for this uncomfortable dynamic. But we did, it turns out, have quite different philosophies ourselves, but really largely informed by you and the advice that you and your shop gave us about how to approach the sale of our home, period, but then especially with this new special dynamic.
With Brie and Tony's home, we would start with a pre-market campaign. Many agents would start by sticking a sign in the yard and sticking the home in the multiple list, and you could end up stuck with whatever the result is. That's not always the best result. The way you get the best result is by doing research, by testing early. What does that look like? Testing price, condition, and marketing with a pre-market campaign. Great companies like Apple, Nest, Starbucks, Lego do pre-market research. Why wouldn't you do one with your home?
JP, I think your market research was spot on. It really seemed like our neighbors or their realtor had a price that they felt that home was worth. It was agnostic of the time of year and what the current market could bear. And you broke the news to us on what you felt the market could bear, and I felt that helped us move it. I mean, it did help us move that house much quicker than our neighbor's realtor was able to move their house. And I felt that your market research and your team was really good.
So we're here in the hilly section of Capitol Hill, which is a great historic neighborhood of Washington, D.C. And we're talking again staging. Staging is so important to a home sale, and at the same time, very few people do it. 28% of agents say that they stage all the homes they take. And that may seem like a low number, but it gets even lower when you think that 13% only stage if a home doesn't sell. Every home should be staged. Let's talk about it inside. Let's head in.
From a condition perspective, you guys did a fantastic job prepping the home for sale, right? We had the staging consultant come in. You did everything on the list. Everything that was recommended, you did, from painting to the minor fix-ups to fully staging the home, right? And the marketing was on point, even down to, we talked about that first bedroom at the top of the steps being staged, where next door it wasn't staged, right?
Yep.
And so you go from one level where you're falling in love with the home, and you walk upstairs and the first bedroom is empty in the neighboring home, and you're let down, whereas you walked up in your home to the first bedroom staged, cute. And that makes a tremendous, right? Those small things make a tremendous difference.
Let's talk about the impact of staging. The impact is 1 to 5% of sales price. Think about having 1 to 5% more money in your pocket. That just comes from really about a half day and a relatively modest investment in staging furniture. Now, not all homes get full staging like this, staging furniture, full accessorizing. But even staging while you're living in a home can make a tremendous difference. Don't understand why only 13% of agents stage homes. It's critical, and you should do it too. So we're in the house. The house looks great. We're in the process of staging it. There were a couple things that I just wanted to point out. I'm just going to go from room to room so that you get a sense of things. Living room looks great. I like the paint job in the fireplace.
Oh yeah, it looks great, doesn't it? It really pops.
Doesn't it pop?
Yeah.
I really love one of the tricks, and I'm sharing this with the folks that are watching this video. One of the great things that you can do with a fireplace is use a high temperature black paint, because it just cleans it up and makes it look just super presentable.
That was really key. I think that we really feel like that was a great example of value added that you brought to that situation that I'm not sure I would have known instinctively what to do and how to respond in a situation like that, where there were two essentially very similar houses. Their house, I think, had an additional full bathroom or something that it was slightly, probably would go for a higher amount, maybe slightly newer renovation, but not much. They were pretty comparable. So that was really key advice that you gave us.
To share with folks what happened, we started with a different philosophy. And I think the concept of different philosophies is a very good one, right? Because there are many, different businesses have different philosophies, and sometimes there's not a right or wrong so much as it is a different philosophy. So we went into it with our pre-market strategy, right? Where we tested the price. So before we went into the multiple list, we did a market test. In testing price, what we found is that the market wasn't where we wanted it to be. So then we were able to take that data before we went to public market and come up with the right price that would give you the best result. And so that's what we did. We came to market and received multiple offers, which ultimately pushed the price up back to a lot closer to the price that you were hoping for, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And that compared very differently, I think, Tony, to what you were sharing, which is the aggressive approach, right? Pricing can be move with the market, or it could be move at the market. And the neighboring property, the philosophy that they chose, let's go with an aggressive price, and it didn't sell at that price, and then it had to be reduced, and then it didn't sell at that price, and then it had to be reduced again. The end result is that you sold your home at a pretty close price to what the other home sold for in less time.
Having the two houses for sale side by side really presented a master class in real time on how to sell a home and how to not sell a home. And I really feel like our neighbors were really not done many favors by their realtor, from the setting up of the house, the what do they call that? The staging, the weekend they chose to show it, the price they went at, all those things, like everything they did wrong, your team did right. How many chances do you have to see two houses going for sale side by side at the same time and have that juxtaposition? It was just incredible.
And so then we go to the new home. So then we got you a fantastic new home. And actually it wasn't then, right? Because that home came first.
Yeah.
And so, and that allowed you then to make your move and to transition and shift. And so we found that home very early on.
Yeah, I mean, we were doing what we do is we go to open houses recreationally to see, to get tips on renovation and things like that. And we just stumbled upon a house that was much better suited to what we needed if we were going to stay here on Capitol Hill. And we were going to stay here on Capitol Hill for a while longer. So as soon as we identified the house, we told you about it. And it was just all hands on deck from day one. Your team was all hands on deck to help us out in getting everything in order to be able to make a competitive bid on this house.
It would be great if you could talk about what happened behind the scenes there, because I think that was an example of where you really brought value.
Well, again, because
a few things that you guys really do well,
yeah.
And this was one.
Yeah, you recommended the appropriate escalation amount and intervals, and that had to kick in several times in order for us to make a competitive offer on it.
Absolutely. So when we talk about the competitive offer, right, there are three components, actually four, but there are three components that are non-price components that are really important: home inspection, financing, and appraisal. And so we had strategies for managing all those to make your offer particularly competitive. And then from a price perspective, it started with the homework on the front end, doing the analysis. And as you said, Tony, we knew what needed to happen in order to be competitive. So behind the scenes, 5 offers. There were 2 offers that rose above the rest. Yours was one of those offers. Part of it was having a good relationship with the listing agent, having a good conversation, right? Healthy conversations with the other side, right? People appreciate knowing that it's not a combative situation. We're trying to reach a win-win situation. So a lot of people in negotiation feel that it's this, right? When really it's the best negotiations, a win-win. And so we had some tweaks to the offer, and yours was the winner.
Yeah, it's been great to be here. It is a little bit bigger, but it has better space usage, and we're much happier. It's hard to understand all the things that happen behind the scenes, but it definitely, working with you now twice, well, 3 times if you count sort of the buying of the first home, the selling of the first home, and the buying of this home.
Yes.
It's not a simple process. It's not hard. It's not hard for us, for the clients, but there's a lot of stuff happening behind the scenes. I mean, I think we got both of the homes that we bought because you did you took advantage of every opportunity to advance our interests, to take a better approach, to collect information, to adjust midstream in some cases in a way that was, of course, according to the rules and everything else. But it's you don't make it a simple process. You don't overly simplify it. It's a complex process, and there are lots of opportunities to do things better or to just sort of let things slide or be as they are. And it seems like, from our perspective, that your team finds every opportunity. But that's what we're hiring you to do, is we want to do everything we can. We're not buying a house because it's fun. It's not fun, but we're buying a house because it's important.
It's fun to live in it.
Yeah, we do like this.
And share a little bit about your current, what do you love about your, you have a great home. You have one of the most awesome backyards of any row house in Washington, D.C. I will tell you that in these times in particular, I think about your yard and I say, oh my God, they have a fantastic yard. So
we have a beautiful garden out there. We've been eating tomatoes and okra and lettuce and beans and peas and basil, and it's been a really fun place to relax and enjoy. We got the little kiddie pool that we set up when it's hot. It's really great. The backyard was what brought us to you in the first place, because it is pretty large for the area. It also has a garage, which is phenomenal just to have. Space in this area is really hard to come by, and there's honestly plenty of storage. We still can't have all the belongings that we wish we could, but we choose to live here for a reason. But really the what works best for us is the layout. It's really great. It's 3 stories. We're currently in the basement, and it's really makes a huge difference to just have the space separation over the 3 layers for us to be able to work from home, or whatever, have the sound. We've got the TV down here so we don't wake up the kid, and when we're watching TV. And so it's little things that really make the layouts, like Tony said at the beginning, more suitable to sort of what we need on a daily basis.
I love the open floor plan that you have upstairs. So you've got an open kitchen now that you didn't have before, right? You had a more traditional kitchen in the original home, and now you've got that openness between the dining room and the kitchen. How's that?
It's really nice. It just makes for a much easier flow. It's a much better layout for how we use our home. Yeah,
fabulous. And I'm super excited, guys. I really appreciate. I just want to say thank you for giving me the opportunity to help you again, and I appreciate that. Some of the folks, all of the folks that you referred, helping Chester and others to buy and sell and make new places in the world. It's been a real honor, but so I super appreciate it and appreciate you joining today.
Well, we appreciate you helping us find 2 beautiful homes and sell one of them, and make it as stress-free and as productive and as quick and as sort of monetarily beneficial to us as we can. We really appreciate the work that you did. It's really made a big difference.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, JP.
Hugs.
Hugs.
High five.
High five.
There you go. Yeah. Well, we don't do this on camera,
Yeah.
I know, that's true.
Cool.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye.
What did you think about Brie and Tony's story? Comment below. What questions do you have? We'd love to help. Remember to like, subscribe, and follow. Like so that we know that this episode helped you. Subscribe so that we can continue to do what we're passionate about, sharing great homes and great stories like Brie and Tony's about how you can win in real estate, how you can get the best home, sell with the best result, and ultimately have the best life. And remember, if we can help you here in DC, Maryland, or Virginia, or introduce you to a great agent anywhere across the country, reach out. Visit us at jpsellingdc.com. See you next time on Selling DC.